Okay, so tell us your name, when you took the ComIT course, and where are you working now?
Okay, so my name is Chris Cooper. I took the ComIT course several summers ago. I think it was summer 2018. And currently I'm working as a product designer at Vendasta in Saskatoon.
So did you have any previous IT experience before taking the ComIT course?
Prior to ComIT, I had taken a semester of computer science at the University of Saskatoon. And during that time, I was also working as a creative consultant for a startup in Saskatoon called Kirby.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, I've heard of them. That's cool. So did you have, so did you have any previous Canadian experience? I guess you kind of did then, but before taking the course, and kind of what else was that experience? So you've been at Kirby, but what other kind of experience did you have?
Like in terms of work?
Yeah, either work or volunteer. Did you have a lot of Canadian experience?
Well, I was born and raised in Canada, and I, in terms of like IT type stuff, I've always been kind of interested in the creative side of things. So I've done a lot of graphic design on the side, not as a job, more of as a hobby. Sometimes I got paid for it, which was nice. But yeah, so that sort of thing, the creative side thing, graphic design, and everything from clothing design, logos, website mockups, all sorts of stuff.
Awesome. So then how was your job search during and after the ComIT course, and what did you do to find your job in IT?
Right. So I actually didn't start looking for jobs real quick right after ComIT because I just wanted to figure out where I wanted to go or what sort of role I was looking for specifically. The front end stuff really spoke to me, and also the graphic design sort of thing too. So whenever I found one of those jobs on all the usual job posting websites, I would apply to those. But I wasn't applying to everything and anything that I could find. Specifically those kind of entry level front end type graphic design type roles. I'm sorry, what was the second part of that question?
What did you do to find your job in IT?
Yeah, well, actually, so the I think it might have been like the third job that I applied to, which was the one that I have now. I found that on, I think it might have been Indeed or one of those job sites, and yeah, they're really cool. Vendasta. I spoke to Celine at Vendasta. She did my hiring stuff, and she reached out to me. I provided her with a portfolio, which at the time was just like a mashup of random Google Drive folders full of work, random projects, and other things I'd done throughout the years. I didn't have like a full portfolio build up by that point in time. And I also showed her the work that I did in the ComIT program too. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The rest is history.
So there's a big emphasis on definitely having projects and having kind of something to show when you're applying, especially for something like the graphic designer jobs and maybe more front end kind of positions. Hey.
Yes, absolutely, and I wouldn't hesitate to say that it's probably big for like any kind of role in tech. People just like to see what you can do. For me, it was graphic design, so I really put an emphasis on like visually showing what I could bring to the role. But if someone in the ComIT program found that they really liked like the back end side of things, or a specific language or a specific tool or something like that they use during the course, then that would be really helpful to focus on. Yeah, I'm kind of rambling, but
no, it's great. I think it's awesome to kind of hear your take on what you would recommend too. And I mean, it sounds like projects were a really big one, and making sure you took the time to kind of see what you're really interested in as well, and what job you'd like to go to after. So some people take the approach where they're applying to kind of everything and everything, and I like that you took the approach that was a little bit more kind of focused, and you kind of were honing into what kind of you wanted to be in after. So
right.
I really like that.
Yeah, and oh yeah, sorry, that's the point I was trying to make is even if you're doing backend stuff, even if you you know, like find you really like the backend or you really like a specific language, um, build projects with that, like do projects around that stuff, because people like to see you know, what you're good at, and that passion will really shine through too. Like if you are really interested, like me, if I was really interested in the graphic side of things and the visual side of things. So I wanted to really emphasize the visual side of things. Easy for me to do, easy to like throw up a portfolio because it's, you know, show and tell, right? But like for the backend stuff, you can still do that. You can still like build databases, build cool little tools that search through databases and like manipulate databases in interesting ways. And there's so many tutorials out there and stuff. But definitely have a portfolio and build it up and really polish it up too. That it really
Awesome.
comes through, like it shows through.
Yeah. So kind of with that last little bit here, is there anything else you would recommend to current ComIT students for their job search?
Hmm. Yeah, I guess I kind of touched on it in the last point. That's really the point that I wanted to drive home is there's so many like generalist positions out there these days. And you know, when a company throws up a generalist position like that, they're hoping to cast a wide net and get as many applicants as possible. But what they're really looking for, they're looking for the people that stand out, and the people that stand out are the ones that put in the time to uh, really show something, you know, really powerful, like really wow, you know. So I would definitely like. I find that when I applied on this role that I now have at Vendasta, um, I wanted to. The role was specifically for user experience and user interface design. So I did have a lot of or some experience, I guess, in user interface design, and the ComIT stuff definitely helped with that too. But the user experience stuff was something that I wasn't too familiar with. So I did spend about, you know, 2-3 weeks just crash coursing my way through that stuff and putting together a portfolio, putting together like a method, just learning everything I could, reaching out to people within that area. I actually reached out to someone on YouTube that I've been watching to learn about this UX stuff, and he gave me a bunch of really good feedback and some tips. And I also reached out to someone in like locally in town who had worked in this role at the company that I was applying to before, and he also gave me some good tips. So honestly, you just have to do the legwork. You got to put in the work. You got to put in the work, and you got to really polish something up, and you got to like have that show through when you're applying on these jobs. The people recognize that. They see that passion, they see that effort that you put in, and if you're doing that, you know, you're going to stand above the rest. You know, there's always going to be the people who are just like, they'll see a job and they'll apply, they'll, you know, submit the resume and their cover letter, and then that's it. And maybe they have a link to their portfolio or something. But yeah, definitely have that link to your portfolio, work on that portfolio, show that passion through your little pet projects and stuff, and just you got to really wow, you know, when you show off. So
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chris, for all of your insight. It's been really great to chat with you.
yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.